Hey people of God, thanks for clicking on this video. I'm actually gonna step outside and walk around while I record. Hope that works out all right. This is gonna be the third ministry diary video. Some of you watched the other two. We were talking about our honeymoon in the Bahamas and then recorded our arrival here in Greenville. I wanted to make this video to sort of give like a big picture of what's happened since our vision casting meeting. A number of you were online or maybe in person for our vision casting meeting that was on June 28th, 2020. So about 6 weeks have passed since then, a little more, I guess. And I just want to give a big picture of sort of everything that God has done in this time, just kind of bullet point form. So I hope you can track with me. And maybe I'll share a little bit of story about just a couple incidents. Okay. So here's what's happened. It's been like 6 weeks. At that time, we had a ton to discuss, a lot that was unresolved, but things were taking formation. Here's what's happened. So we've applied to the United States federal government for an FEIN number, which is a federal employee identification number, and we've received our employee identification number. Yay! So we are beginning to be recognized as like an incorporation type thing. We have sent off, with the help of this ministry called Start Church, we wrote articles of incorporation, which is basic doctrines and policies for the ministry, and we sent those off to the state of North Carolina. I just found out today that the check we cashed, the check we sent with those articles of incorporation has been cashed. So it looks like they are giving us approval. They've begun to give approval, and we should hear back from them maybe in a week and a half to have that official nonprofit status. Then we can really start doing our ministry. Our treasurer, Grace, or Hongjin Jo, has been incredible. She's already set up a PayPal account, so we've begun to receive donations. So just to recap, we have the federal employee identification number. We are being approved as a nonprofit organization. We've set up our PayPal account. We've started to receive donations. Thank you so much to those of you that have donated. That's amazing. I'm blown away every time I hear about donations coming in. Thank you. We have started a board of directors. So every nonprofit organization, whether you're a church or any kind of ministry, you have to have a board of directors that kind of guide the ministry. It can't just be one person, obviously. So I will be the official ministry director. Pastor director will be my title. But then there'll be 5 people, 5 of us total on the board that'll make big decisions for the ministry, and that will just help me and keep me on track, and we'll sharpen each other and we'll follow in the Lord's leading. So we've got the federal employee identification number, nonprofit status, our PayPal account, our board of directors. We're figuring out a time when we can have our first board of directors meeting. Hopefully that'll be the beginning of September, maybe that first week in September, maybe even when Ishan and I are back in Chicago. We've begun ministry, actually. Ishan and I have moved to Greenville, North Carolina, which is where we want the focus of our ministry to be. Ishan is in a PhD program here, and God is lighting this city on a holy fire right now. There's a lot that's happening here. There's a lot of churches, and there's a lot of Christians. There's a lot of people already seeking revival for this city. Since we've gotten here, just been having incredible conversations, dinners. I've been trying to get to know pastors and ministry leaders in the area, and just, man, my heart is just getting knit with some amazing brothers and sisters already. We've gone to a worship night and had coffee and just talked with a number of people that are seeking God's work in the city of Greenville. So I've begun to disciple. I have 6 disciples back in the Chicago area. So in the couple weeks that we've been here, I've been making phone calls, trying to make some Zoom connections, just talking with these individuals, and they're going through all kinds of things. Some are in their 60s, most of them are younger, in college or just graduating from college. Had an amazing talk yesterday with a young man who is a senior at University of Illinois, and he is seeking the Lord hard. and he's seeking for unity among the small groups in his church. And he's starting to organize the different members of the different small groups coming together and starting to pray and have worship nights, just kind of organically spending time, and the Lord's starting to work in that. So we've got official things happening with our FEIN number, with our nonprofit status, then kind of ministry on the ground, doing discipleship with those back home through the phone. And the Lord just connected me with a new disciple. I have our first disciple here in Greenville. Yes, Lord! This young man graduated from college at ECU last May in 2019, and he wants to go into full-time ministry. He's got a call on his life, got some powerful words of prophecy over him, but also has had some difficulty lately and is dealing with some areas of growth that I'm just going to try and pour into him a little bit, and we're going to learn from each other. And final thing is that we have moved to Greenville, but we moved into the apartment just back over there where I walked from, where Ishan has been living. But we want to be in a different neighborhood. So she's been living in what's called the Treetops neighborhood, but we really feel called to this low-income neighborhood on the west side of Greenville. It's called Greenville Heights. It's a low-income neighborhood, predominantly minority, predominantly African-American, and we feel called there to invest and to kind of be almost like missionaries to that community. We believe God has a lot of work to do there. We have received a connection, I guess we could say, and almost a housing offer there very quickly and kind of surprisingly, actually from Christians. And it seems like the Lord is opening up a door already for us to live in that neighborhood, which is where we'd been praying to live for last few months. So in closing, God is doing so much. Everything seems to be falling into place for the initial vision that we've cast. There's a lot more that we know God is going to do. Something unexpected also is that we're going to start to do worship nights in our home. We're going to start to do nights of prayer and worship in our home, maybe every other Tuesday, and just invite some of our new friends and some of Ishan's old friends to just come and seek God with us on Tuesday nights. But everything for the ministry seems to be falling into place. I feel like I haven't done that much to make these things happen, but the Lord's just been really, really gracious. The transition to Greenville and a new location and just being married has been kind of difficult for me personally, and there's a lot that I've just been praying through and seeking God about. It's weird not to be a pastor in a church. That was a big part of my identity the Lord is revealing, but God is just calling me to press further into Him and just spend my slow time with Him, and He's casting further vision, and He's opening new doors all the time, and I'm just really grateful and really blessed. Thank you for praying for us about our housing opportunity, for praying for us about opportunities with the gospel, for praying for us and donating and just making this ministry happen. So grateful. Bye for now. We'll keep you all updated. Just keep getting on our YouTube page. Text me, email me, any way you want to connect. Would love to hear from any of you. Thank you.